Okay, for neck pain, we'll go into it. Use 一中、二中、三中. These are the first choice, or use the 7 tigers points for neck pain. 三中, I've talked about before. Okay, and these are points on the ankle for neck. These are my first choice of any type of neck pain. All right, 气湖, I haven't talked about, but basically these are 3 points. The first is 1.5 trend above UB60. Second point is 2 trend above the first. Third point is 2 trend above the second point. All right, so 7 tigers. It doesn't mean that there's 7 points. It means that it's so powerful, it's just like 7 tigers and can work in many circumstances. That's why they call it 7 tigers. Okay, so don't get too crazy. The best position to needle Qihu. Now, most of what I needle is what? Is needle in face up position, right? It's in yoga, it's referred to as savasana, which is the corpse pose. You're lying face up, okay, and usually your legs, your knee is over the triangular cushion, making you feel very comfortable. So that's the way I typically needle a patient, only in one position. And so you can easily needle the 7 tigers from that way. When I do UB40, I also do patients lying face up. I simply go to the popliteal fossa where they have a pronounced bend, and then they might have an external rotation of their foot. Okay, and in doing so, I just simply go through the popliteal fossa and needle directly into UB40. I do this all the time at my seminars in person, so maybe you can try that in person. But there is a way of needling while the patient is lying face up into UB40. Okay? All right. Do I needle all 6 points for neck pain? I don't have to. It all depends. If you'd like to, you can, right? Especially if it's one side or another, and also if it affects both channels, all right? But in general, I generally choose which ones I use and identify by the channel. There are many formulas for neck pain. I've used the classical formulas. Changhuo Sheng Shi Tang, right, which is a very good formula for clearing wind, cold, damp from the neck and the shoulders. Gugen Tang, #1 herbal formula that I've used in Finland for neck pain due to wind, cold, and dampness, because you think living in the Arctic Circle, you would have a lot of that. Okay, I have a custom formula, To Hong Su Wu Tang, as well as Xiao Ho Lo Dan, and then I add 3 guiding herbs, Gegun, Changhuo, Jianghuang, and this is my my custom formula. I would do maybe 45% To Hong Su Wu Tang, 45% Xiao Ho Lo Dan, and then add 10% mixture of Gegun, Changhuo, Jianghuang. Okay, so that is a very, very straightforward combination formula for neck pain. All right. So, moving on, for shoulder pain, I use the same things. Qihu, 7 tigers, as well as using Shen Guan for shoulder pain. Okay, Shen Guan is the top point in the lower 3 emperors, which is 1.5 trend below Tianhuang, which is called spleen 9. Okay, so Qihu we know, and Shen Guan is found as such. Okay, shoulder pain, I can also prick to bleed lung 5. Okay, a very good point for shoulder pain. All right, herbals, very much the same, right? I can use the same thing. Again, why? Because as I mentioned before, Chinese medicine is broad spectrum. So that's it. Mid-back pain. Here I use the Master Dong Point Ganmen, right? It's found on the SI channel, 6 trend above the wrist crease, or shall we say proximal from the wrist crease. Okay, I also add GB34, liver 6, Shen Guan points. Okay, and here's an illustration of Ganmen. The patient is lying down, and it's right there just underneath the ulna on the SI channel, 6th trend from the wrist crease, right in the center of the forearm. For mid-back pain, I simply use 杜和鸡生丸, typically, right, because it's a major formula for wind-cold dampness in the back, or I use a custom formula. And in this case, I use 小火罗丹 and 桃红四物汤, and then I add 杜和牛膝 and 杜仲 to it to guide 小火罗丹 桃红四物汤. We know 桃红四物汤 moves and tonifies blood. 小火罗丹 is very good for mending pain. It's a good trauma formula. 杜和牛膝 杜仲 all enter into the back. Another good formula, believe it or not, is 血府猪油汤 for mid-back pain. All the 猪油汤 is good for removing blood stasis. Okay? And 复原活血汤 is another common formula for mid-back pain. It's a classical formula used for what? Mid-back and upper back formula pain, or from falls, pain from falls. And you may need to tonify the lungs or the kidneys. And prior, I needled what? I needled 水浸水通 to tonify liver, lung and kidney on the chin, right? And I talked about that. So you can use that for Master Dong's points. My custom formula, you see, the way I look at it is this. I could modify it depending on the circumstances. If a person is chronic, usually there's some deficiency. So in that case, I would modify it accordingly and add some kidney tonic herbs for back pain. But for acute, in general, that formula works very well. You don't want to take it for a long time. Okay, the percentage, again, 45% 小火罗丹, 45% 桃红四物汤, 10% 杜和牛膝 and 杜仲altogether. Okay, pretty straightforward. For low back pain, we can use lingual dabai, but let's combine lingual dabai with some intelligent points. Intelligent points like what? UB channel points, UB 40, 63, 65. Or GB channel points, GB 34, 36, 39. Here I'm adding the Shi cleft points of the UB channel or the gallbladder channel, because Shi cleft point is indicated in pain. Okay? You can also add the lower 3 emperors to loosen the muscles. Okay? So very, very good. All right, so lingual dabai we've talked about ad nauseum. Okay, so graphically illustrated is as such. Okay, for low back pain. So the other day I did lingual dabai and then just did UB40 for low back pain. Yeah, it works. It's okay. All right, but now because it's more severe, I'm adding the UB channel and the gallbladder channel with it. As I said, Master Dong's acupuncture towards the end of his life, he freely used mixing the Dong's points with the regular channel points. Okay? Now, let's not forget, why would you use UB40 and UB65? UB40 is the command point of the back and the low back. UB65 is the shoestring point of the back. Shoestring point is indicated in pain. Okay, that is a classical teaching. So you have to understand. And you can use both UB and gallbladder channels. Okay. Herbals for low back pain. You have 杜和鸡生丸 as a formula of choice for wind-cold dampness and injury to the low back. But it may not be enough. So again, I use my custom formula. In this case, I have 小火罗丹, I use 45%. 桃红四物汤, again 45%. 杜和牛膝, 5% each, equals 100. Okay? So let's say you have a 100-gram bottle, that's what you would use. 45 grams 小火罗丹, 45 grams 桃红四物汤, 5 grams 杜和, 5 grams of牛膝. Okay, this is concentrated powder we're talking about. You may also need to tonify lungs or kidney. Now, low back pain can also be a function of weakened lungs. All right? So we have to understand, weakened lungs can get into it.